Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to another fantastic week of Siege of the Empire, where I, your host, Mankey Games, take you on an incredible journey with the help of my fantastic players through the world of Warhammer and the experiences that they come into. It is episode 38 of this particular arc. 38 weeks. This is the 38th week we have played this game. And we left off last week with some drama. So we're going to see how the party's going to deal with that in just a moment. It appears that I am only waiting for one person who is normally here, so he should be here shortly, but I'm going to go ahead and unmute. We're going to see what's been going on with our players, and we're going to get into it. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Like to thank you all for being here, first of all. Thank you. Appreciate that. Not sure where Dalton is. He's a weird one to be missing. But I'm sure it just means that he is on his way. So, in light of that fact, let's start from the bottom this week. Liam, tell us all about your week, what you've been doing, and anything important.
No, keep going.
I'm deeply concerned at the moment.
Yeah, do they know something I don't?
No?
Do they know something you don't?
I'm afraid of that now.
It wasn't,
You
you
want
know,
to share with the
the thought hadn't crossed my mind until right now, actually.
What? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Uh-huh.
That's
talking to
much
Will.
better then.
I was
Yeah.
talking to Will.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing that I would want to recap at the moment. I think we can safely pass over me.
Fantastic. There are apparently a high number of users in my video chat call, just in case anyone was curious.
Yes, that video chat call we're not using.
Yeah, right, yeah, I don't know why Roll20 has decided that it's going to spam us with that. And it doesn't happen every game, if you've noticed. It only happens, like, every other game. It's very strange.
It's because once it gets to a certain amount of people.
But that's what I'm saying, is like...
6 people, I think.
Oh, okay, sure. Megan, hi, hello. Tell us about your week.
Hello. My week's been actually pretty good. Nothing terribly interesting, but just pretty low-key and not stressful. So that's always a plus.
It seems advantageous to not having gray hair.
But I already told you I have gray hair.
I know. That's
I've
why
had
I
gray hair
mentioned
since I was 16.
I also still don't believe you, but
I
this is another
will
story.
find people to tell you who know me. I got a fancy desk chair as a graduation present to myself. Which is really nice and comfortable. That's about it. That's all I have.
Fantastic. Brian, hi, hello.
Hello.
Jackson, your phone's going off.
Somebody's sending me like 4 messages at the same time. Is it you, Will?
Not me.
From England? Brian, tell us about your week, how you've been doing, what's been going on with you.
Nothing, lots of video games, another music festival this week, so big pain in the ass once again, but otherwise nothing. It's pretty nice and calm.
Fantastic.
What music festival is it?
Yeah, I can't guess this one because I don't know of it.
This one is a country music festival.
That's why I cannot
good.
guess it, because that is
God knows.
not a thing that I follow.
Yeah, it's called Stagecoach, and it's just as bad. It's literally just as bad.
Excellent. Well, that sounds like a whole hell of a lot of fun.
Woo!
Princeling,
It's not.
Yes.
tell us about your week and how everything's been going on. So, one thing I will mention, and I only say this because it's on your side of the world, not that I am retarded in relating you to this, but I've been following well, I shouldn't even say I've been following. The other day, I did some amount of Googling on the French election. And I don't know if that's something that you are aware of is going on in Europe right now, but apparently they're claiming that it is going to end the European Union and everything related as we know it.
Yeah, it's currently a shit show here. So that's all fun. And we're the ones that started this slippery slope. So.
Ah, shit.
Yes, my feelings exactly.
Wow, I didn't know you were
They
so
hurt
passionate
you.
about this.
No, that was my roommate.
Ah.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
I mean, is he French and or British and or European? Because
I'll ask. Are you French, European, or British?
not that those are
They
three
want to know
separate
if you're
things.
French, European, or British. He's all three.
Okay, see?
Hence his frustration.
Yeah, hence,
I understand.
hence the shit.
Totally.
Understood.
Yeah,
But in all seriousness, Will, how have you been?
my week's been good. To sum it up in 2 words, duck game.
Oh no, you too?
Wait,
Oh.
Megan, did you not play with them last night? Because apparently there was some
No, I fell asleep at like 8 o'clock.
there were some rousing
Yeah.
antics that
Also
went on last
fell
night.
asleep, so we
No.
haven't had a communal game yet.
Oh, okay. There hasn't been a meetup yet, huh?
Not yet, but that shall definitely happen, right, Megan? Right.
I mean, Megan owns a
sure,
copy
yeah.
since her
13.
brother
I
bought it
was
for her.
gifted. Yeah, I was gifted a copy randomly, and I was like, "What is this in my inventory?"
Why is this the thing that I possess now?
Oh wait, what was the message my brother left with it? Hold, please.
I mean, I have enough in my Steam wallet to even gift someone it, so.
Mr. Moneybags. Is
Hey,
the prince over
I don't
here.
own the game yet, so I mean, if you wanted to donate to some charity work, there's that going on.
Yeah, I want a game too.
I still don't know what any of you were talking about.
Duck Game. Have you never seen Duck Game, Liam?
Talking to the.
Apparently not.
So Duck Game is basically the 8-bit version of Super Smash Brothers, but adults got their hands on it when creating it. It's basically
no.
a group of ducks with different hats on populate
make
a small
annoying as
platformer. Yeah, populate a small platformer scenario and obtain different weapons based on the map to kill each other more times than the other person. And then there's an emote button, and all it does
Yes.
is...
Which is fantastic.
100%
I mean, what else
the
do you
best
need?
part of the game.
Yeah. 100% best part of the game is the spamming of the emote button. But it's one of those, like, hilariously funny ones where
Yeah,
people just get
it's-
really angry at each other. It's kind of like, Monopoly, but in a much more rapid version. Actually, no, you know what? It's not dissimilar to the way the Super Smash Brothers makes friends feel about each
Yeah.
other, to be honest. So...
Yeah, great game. Everyone should get it, and then we'll do a round tournament thing.
All right.
A
How
duck
much is it?
game tournament, huh?
Yes.
£5 with the sale, so dollar equivalent.
649. Okay.
Cheap enough is the answer.
I should have enough tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Get it by the 1st of May.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna
Actually-
not and just
Brian, come on.
Come on!
What do you got to lose?
$6.49.
yes.
Approximately.
True.
Fantastic. Jackson, hi, hello.
Hey,
Tell us about your week and what you've been doing with it.
I dressed up nice yesterday, which is different
Good.
for me.
I'm glad that nice was the end of that sentence because I didn't know where you were going with it, but I was a little concerned.
Yeah, no, I had to present my that project I was working on.
Was this a group project or a solo project?
A group project thing. It was for the EDM database.
Okay.
But yeah, they loved it because I'm fucking awesome as shit. And I was wearing a fucking plaid shirt with a red tie, looking boss as hell.
I believe the correct term is hipster as hell, but continue.
Yeah, they're the same thing.
I'm not sure there are many people that would agree with you.
Ask any hipster, and they would have just murdered your ass, but that's fine.
Yeah, so, finals have started. I'm dying. I want to play Gwent all the time.
Gwent is really
Yeah,
fun.
I agree with that.
But I never have the fucking time. Because I gotta study all the fucking time. But I just gotta keep on thinking. Just like 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks.
Well, fantastic. I'm glad that you're
Just 2 weeks.
At least making it. Even though you are riding the struggle bus,
Yeah,
the struggle
see?
bus is not currently on fire, and that is good.
Oh shit, look at Slick.
Okay, and then he mutes himself. I assume he was not talking to us. My week has been pretty good. I have been watching a fuckload of Dota. I apologize to all of the 56 people who follow me on Twitter. But yeah, I'm watching so much Dota, and just the reason we're starting 5 minutes late is because the final game of the day was running kind of long. But it is being marked as one of the biggest upsets in Dota 2 history at a major tournament. First time that there has ever been a South American team qualify for a major tournament. And in the group stages, they were the last seed, and so they were paired up against the top seed today. And it's best of 3 single elimination. They lost the first game and then dominated the next 2 games. Like, not even close. And so there are a lot of very happy people in Brazil right now because they have a team that's in the
I
round.
was just gonna say, are they Brazilians?
They
Because
are
there's
Brazilians.
a league joke about Brazilians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually in Dota, it's a league joke about Peruvians. Dota has a lot of Peruvians that play, but it's actually uncommon that there is a Brazilian team that qualified out of South America as opposed to a Peruvian team. But yeah, no, it was a Brazilian team, and they beat the top seeded individuals, and so tomorrow they actually play EG, the top NA team, so it'll be interesting. But the team they knocked out is technically a European team, but they have, I think, 4 Chinese players on their roster, so, you know, not really a European team.
Yeah, so, sorry about that. I turned around, my roommate was wearing a fucking 4-piece suit with a bow tie.
Nice.
Apparently he's going to do his a cappella group thing.
So random. Your life is so random, Jackson.
How do you wake up and not, like, have unicorns outside of your window?
This is what I like about you, Jackson. That even times when I feel like my life is a mess, just hearing your stories makes it feel, you know what? My life is actually pretty smooth, so it's okay.
Yeah, every time we see, like, the crazy stories of things that happen to people, like, the people who get struck by lightning 3 times in a row and survive, and, like, the people who, like, dive into the water to save a kid and beat off, like, 5 sharks without a scratch on them, like, that's basically Jackson's life.
I got bit by a shark.
See?
It's a baby shark, but still.
I mean, well, I can't say much
No
about
one is
that.
even slightly surprised by this.
No, not even a little.
I can't say much on that. I have been bitten by a shark before, and moray eels, and other random fish. So,
Eels hurt like a motherfucker.
yeah, especially when you're just on breath and you're not, you don't have gear on, and your arm is locked in a moray eel's mouth inside of a hole about 10 feet underwater, and if you pull your arm out, you will lose all of the skin on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to wait till he lets go.
Oh, also, I forgot something else that happened.
Yes.
I'm now a certified cybersecurity analyst.
Congratulations. Yay.
Do you get a certificate?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I do. I have 5. It's being mailed to me.
So official.
I know. I did it while mostly drunk too.
Was it like those online things where you just like answer?
Yeah, it was. It was. And here's what I did. I would copy and paste the questions into Google.
Yeah. So does everyone else.
I mean, so does literally everyone else who obtains a
I pray
certification.
for the well-being of the person that might hire me because of this.
Yeah, we did that to get our boating license once. That was a fun time.
That's good stuff.
Don't boat in New Hampshire, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway.
In Florida, you actually don't require a captain's license if the boat is under a certain size. You can just, as long as you have a regular Class E driver's license.
Boom, that's what I'd use right there.
That's even scarier to me, actually, than someone who wasted an hour of their life taking a...
Just make like a crotch rocket version of a boat.
As long as it's... Well, actually, I think it's under a certain size and under a certain power. You don't need a captain's license.
Yeah, like a pontoon party boat. I doubt you actually need the license.
I remember wanting that so badly, the crotch rockets.
Yeah, actually, it ties it into most like, personal vessels, like, that you can find commercially.
See, we just wanted it for the jet skis. It's really...
God, you need it for jet skis? You don't even need, like, you barely have to sign a waiver to rent jet skis in Florida.
I broke my nose on a jet ski.
And there we have it. So...
That was fun.
I have been watching a hell of a lot of Dota.
It slammed my face.
I have been playing... I played some Gwent off cast the other day. I think I've locked down the 2 archetype decks that I really like. So... really interested to play those some more. I like them.
Are they monsters and the Vikings?
No, monsters and Niflheim. Niflheim
You're
is
welcome,
super awesome.
people.
I really like Niflheim because I really like knowing what's in the opponent's hand, because I am the type of player who can actually evaluate what that means.
Yeah, I know. Like when you see that they got a scorch in their hand, you're just like,
Right, and you know, like, playing this creature will get your 2 creatures to the same level, and then you can just burn them away. Like, knowing that they having that information is super helpful.
Also, one of the things I really like about it is just like the general consistency for a lot of things is just pile on the strengths onto one card. Whereas in this, it's like you got to be very careful about what everything adds to, because you don't want a lot of monsters of the same strength. You also don't want a lot of monsters. You don't want certain ones higher or certain ones lower. So you can't just pile on like strength potions.
The mechanic with a monster deck is super cool too, because you have the ability of the monster deck is the last non-gold, non-resilient card that you play moves to the next round. And
or your hero.
Right, or the hero card. Right. So, like, a really good opening is, like, play Cow, play Geralt, play hero, pass. Because they either get over the 24 and beat you, and then on your next round you have 20 on board at the start of the round without wasting any cards. Or they're like, I can't beat that, pass for card advantage. And then guess what? You still have 20 sitting on the board for round 2 to start out with. And then you just play everything on your hand. And if you just play everything on your hand, there's no way they can win, basically, at that point. Because you're monsters, and you just have bigger dudes.
You also have the devouring ability for a lot of them, which further fucks them up.
Yeah. Or the really cool thing, too, is like the foglets. So if you play fogs, you play a fog, it pulls all 3 of them out of your deck or graveyard and plays them on the field immediately.
Yeah, you know what?
I hate those foglets.
I love my ambush deck. I'm loving it. I want to build it up more because I need more. Just ambush cards are hard to get, and they're really expensive.
I assume that it's really not. There's really not that many either.
There's a couple of them. I think there's like 10 or 12, but they were all really good. By the way, you know the one that we were kind of like, "What the fuck does this do?" When we played it, you remember that?
Yeah, you played on the opponent's side of the board, right?
I did it, and I completely fucked someone over with it.
I figured that out when it's actually a special card. It doesn't have a row, and special cards you can play anywhere.
Yeah, that's where it like kind of clicked with me too, where I was just like, oh, I'm stupid. That was the answer to that question.
Yeah, that's totally what I figured out as well. But anyway, yeah, Gwent is fun. I've been playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm lately because they released their 2.0 patch. It's been pretty fun. Something of note, when I play those types of games, I am fucking focused. I'm, like, locked in. Everything else kind of just fucking melts around me. So it's actually been an interesting exercise to try and be a little bit more kind of outside of the moment during those games. It's been interesting. But I've been playing that a lot. And then just work. Oh, but then in other news, on Monday, we're getting the keys to our new house in Virginia. So that is exciting. So on Monday, Jessica will be moving all of her stuff in, and then probably in about a little less than 2 months, I'll be there as well. So that's exciting. Apparently, I'm also still having internet issues because stream just died. But that's fine. So I might turn into a robot here as I'm talking. I'm sure you all will let me know.
It's a little while.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I figured. So, there we have it. It's very annoying to me. It's mostly just because, like, I lose a bunch of packets during certain times. And obviously this is a busy time of night, so it's going to happen a little bit more often. Hopefully, though, it'll unfuck itself and we can continue on at a normal rate. Luckily, we still have local recording, right? Right. So, on the aspect of shit going bad, when we last left our intrepid heroes in Siege, we had reached the village of Middenstag. We had kind of set up the armies, which don't all obviously fit inside of the walls, right? Like, it's basically the tents are arrayed around Middenstag. And we had taken on supplies and taken on some more men, and we were kind of dealing with what the next step was going to be, whether or not this was going to become a more permanent settlement for the army, or if we were going to, which direction we were going to go to here. I think the general consensus was that we were going to move kind of more along the eastern path. I can show everybody here as well. Move more along the eastern path into like Untergard and Grimmenhagen and Harsun and those places, so that we can kind of stay out of the forest a little bit. And notably, Hochland has some forest here on the right-hand side here where we can't see, but in general, it is a slightly less, slightly more sparse area of trees because of this stretch of roadway that kind of travels up through here. It's very easy to maneuver the large-scale armies that you guys are dealing with, so that's nice. My computer's not being very responsive right now, so I hope you all can still hear me.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, fantastic. So, in reference to what the players have been dealing with, a couple of things of note. Aelin finally got her hospital up and running, kind of autonomously, without direct interaction, which was interesting and good. But I think probably the most notable thing that occurred was the death of Magnus the Pious. And it was a significant event where we had all of the townsfolk and members of the armed forces and everything else kind of arrayed outside of Middenstag, where Cahill and the council and the group of you all spoke your piece and kind of mustered up support. And generally, we decided, and I think this was also kind of at Aelin's beckoning, we decided that we would go with, like, the dawning of a new age as opposed to, like, the vengeance or making him a martyr or, you know, a lot of it was like, look to your current leaders, you know, as the next generation of leaders to come from this tragedy. The Inquisitors were in camp, though, and so that was always and forever probably going to cause some other incidents to occur, because while Inquisitors have their missions, let's say, they certainly are not a So, is there anything else significant that I'm missing here? I don't think so. Except for, at the very, very end of the session, we all were arrayed with a scene of what we suspect to be enemy forces on the horizon, marching across the hills by Sotarm. And so, with kind of that revelation, is kind of where we left off. And it was dusk. It was just after dusk. So there's probably a little bit of like orange or, you know, deep red in the sky. But the sun has descended quite far down beyond the horizon at this point. And that's kind of how it was spotted. They could see the torches and see the general light kind of across the hillsides towards the north. And so Cahill, upon seeing this, asked the inevitable question, were we expecting anyone? And he was met with a resounding no. And so, kind of in that moment, he decided that there was going to be a battle ensuing here. And so we jump into where all of the party is and wherever they're standing or sleeping or residing when you hear the horns begin to go off. You hear the muster for battle horns begin to blow throughout the encampment. So what's everyone's first reaction when that occurs? Have I been talking to myself this whole time? It is quite possible that I've been talking to myself this whole time. Alright, computer, I see how it's going to be. Well, for those of you watching...
I want to see what
Damn
that...
it! So close.
Wow.
We were so close.
So, let me just say, did anyone hear anything I just said?
Nope,
Fuck
not a
no.
word. Literally not a word.
I mean, when did he cut off, though, for us?
Was KL expecting someone?
Yeah, just after the recap of what we already knew.
Oh, so it got... you heard me all the way up until the point where it said... Cahill said, was anyone expecting me? Anyone?
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys heard most of it then. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So... Everyone...
But not long enough for me to become GM, sadly.
Correct. So everyone said no, obviously. And so he instructed the horns to be blown for the muster to battle. And so then actually the question was right here. I said, the horns begin to blow throughout the encampment. The muster for battle horns begin to blow. What's everyone's first reaction when that occurs?
When we hear that there's somebody coming?
Well, you hear the horns. You don't know what's going on. You hear the horns blowing the muster to battle, like the rally, right?
I get John, and then I mount Cockmeister, and then I head off towards Cahill.
Okay, so you head off to like the inn, right? Because remember the inn in Mindenstag is where all the nobles are staying.
Yeah, because wouldn't that be the first place to go check to figure out what's going on?
For someone like you, yeah. For like a foot soldier, they'd go check in with their lieutenants who would start giving them orders. But for
Yeah,
you...
so, yeah, I would go check there and then...
Okay. What about everybody else?
What time of day is this?
It is just after nightfall.
Right. Okay.
It is dark enough that, like, you can't see very well past, a certain point, unless you have dark vision, of course.
Sorry, Marilla.
But it's not, like, late enough where everybody is, like, being woken up from sleep.
Okay.
Have I had enough time to recover my spell slots, by the way?
You recover on short rest, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So Petrov is probably already in War Tavern country and might run into Hannibal around there.
Okay. All right. What about everyone else?
Kree is gonna get knocked and head over to just immediately ready the cavalry, whether this is an enemy or not.
Okay. So you begin mustering the men as all the horns are signaling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aelin was probably still at the hospital. So she probably starts securing patients and making sure that everybody has the necessary materials ready to accept multiple casualties.
Okay. So you're gonna muster the hospital, as it were.
Ready the hospital. Sure.
Ready the hospital. Okay. Baron, what about you and Marilla? Marilla's first instinct is to obviously run to find out what's happening.
Yes.
And I assume you are still in tow?
Bodyguards. Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to get my awesome ass rewards at the end of this.
Or die.
Yeah, one of those two.
Or Marilla's gonna die. One of those three things are true statement. So Marilla actually would not probably go to the noble tent. She would probably go to the walls to figure out herself what's going on, right? Because she doesn't like to be told what's going on. She likes to know. And so that's where the group of you head. So we probably see a scene of Arkady. You're already probably at the inn or tavern or whatever, and perhaps you walk in, and Hannibal, you're there quite quickly as well. And maybe you tell John to secure Cockmeister, and he kind of takes him and trots him over to the stables to tie him up as the two of you walk in, and we can see the full council is kind of arrayed, and there's a couple of servants bustling to and fro. There's a woman with like a big armful of scrolls that comes over to the table and kind of like drops them on the table, and you can see different men and women. You can also see here as well, it's not just the council. There are also a couple of the higher-ranking military individuals here. And people begin unrolling the scrolls and like checking them very quickly. And yeah, they begin going through all of this information, and it's kind of a bustle, a cacophony of noise. There's people shouting and speaking and all of this other stuff. So it's kind of hectic in here right now.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the group of your tactics to, or the two of you, I should say, what are your individual tactics to figure out what the hell is going on?
I'm gonna follow Arkady because he's a lot better at finding out information.
Seems wise.
I mean, you can try to follow him, but he's probably going to take advantage of the fact that he's a third the size of anybody else in this room and just weave his way until he finds somebody important who's rattling off orders or news.
In that case, I'd go find Cahill.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, that might be where I end up, but yeah. Yeah,
Cahill is a prominent figure probably within the room. He's seated at the chair that has been brought with him at the head of the table. And you see him kind of darken face, and he's listening to everybody talk to him. He's not speaking at the time, but there are people that are coming up and like saying things to him. And again, it's kind of like a blur of information being thrown to and fro. But Arkady, what you are able to pick out is the basics, right? A force has arrayed to the north within sight, which means, they're within 10 or so miles of Middenstag. unknown size, but it appears large. It appears like it is a quite a wide array of men and women or demons or undead or whatever it may be. But you get a lot of, well, it might be these people. Oh, it might be this. Oh, well, it might be this. Oh, well, it might be this. Like, there's a lot of just basic guesswork going on right now.
Okay. How much progress have we made in trying to form that familiar news
We
network?
succeeded.
Yes.
So,
as long as the
somewhere-
primary plan works, everything will be fine.
Can't hear a word, sorry.
I said, as long as the primary plan works, everything will be fine.
Nope.
Wow.
Or it could just be an army of robots all coming to.
Wow, yeah, it totally
Jordan,
could be
you
an
tried
robots. My internet appears to be extra shitty today. Why is that? Interesting. Can you hear me now?
Perhaps,
It learned it from
Better.
watching you.
perhaps it's just a case that we can't stream this session.
Yeah,
True.
might have to do that.
But yeah.
It's,
One of the things that we did was that we the same thing was happening in my Sunday game. Try switching servers.
I switched servers before this. Okay.
Hmm?
Can you hear me now? Are we good?
You're better.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
What I was saying is
Literally, immediately.
okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a little break. I'm gonna restart my router, and hopefully that will fix everything.
I heard
Was-
break and router, but I think I got the gist of it.
Oh my god. I'm gonna restart the router.
You sound like drunk Jackson.
All
I
right.
wasn't drunk. I was tipsy.
I'll be back momentarily.